Hello, my name is Lizzie with Hub of the Heart, the Holistic Health Lifestyle. And today we're going to be going over one product that touches all three entities of our for our holistic health, which is our mind, body, and soul. Okay, we'll jump right in. All right, so first we need to understand what is holistic. Okay, so like I said, it's relating to or concerned with wholes versus or complete systems versus the analysis or treatment of or the dissection of its single parts. Okay, so in simpler terms, it's basically instead of looking at the way that like say you go to a masseuse, right, and you're getting worked on, and the masseuse is like, how is your stress level at work? Because she finds a knot. How is your stress level at work? How are you eating? Are you eating inflammatory foods? How are you sleeping? Right. So she's trying to find the what's really going on in a holistic way. So if you are, usually if you have a quality physician or just a professional that's working with you, they're going to ask you more than just that one thing of like, why does your head hurt? Okay, so they're going to ask you a couple different things to get to the exact root or cause of that issue. Okay, um, so if we are looking at something from a holistic standpoint, then we're going to be looking at it from our mind, body, and soul. Okay. And then that's what's actually going to bring that wholeness that every single one of us always dreams of and what we're searching for. All right, so mind. You look at the mind plays a very powerful role in everything. Okay, so everything kind of starts with the mind. Okay, um, so when we are practicing mindfulness versus staying in the future or in the past, so if we're in the present moment, then we are practicing mindfulness. When we are in the past, we are not usually focusing on um, good thoughts, unless we're dreaming about our younger years and reminiscing about that, and it usually makes us feel pretty not good. So we'll start getting into a depressive mode, right? Because that guilt and that shame will come creeping in. Or if we're in the future, we're focusing on the unknown, things that we can't even control, things that are like not even, who knows what could happen, right? So if we just stay in the present moment, that's going to keep us in that mindfulness. Okay. The next thing would be growing our minds with learning new things, like reading, um, doing things that kind of push you outside of your comfort zone, like this pushes me outside of my comfort zone. Public speaking. I will say when I was in my past, in my trauma, in my dysfunction, I never would have ever imagined that I could public speak or even share anything, because I never thought that I was worthy enough to do that. But now I know that what I am sharing has helped me so much that I just want to be able to bless someone else with that. So that's why just getting out of that dysfunction and growing in what is your assignment, what is your passion, what do what are everyone has a specific assignment from God, and we have to really kind of channel that and know what that is. And I believe that mine is communicating effectively. I try to communicate as much as I can, more simple versus complex, because that's how I've just learned so much. Okay, so growing our minds and learning new things, and this is daily. Okay, pushing the envelope, making us challenge our belief system or our brains. Okay, the next thing would be seeking recovery for our past trauma or dysfunction, and going back to what I was referring to, which is if we are still stuck in that dysfunction and that trauma, maybe from childhood, maybe from our younger years, or even yesterday, if something happened, it's we have to work through that. And there's so many different programs that you could work with. Something that has really helped me personally has been Celebrate Recovery, which is a faith-based 12-step program that most of the churches in the Valley, you can catch a CR meeting every day of the week. So that is something that has really helped me, where I've been through a few step studies and I've been able to come behind and just help the next group of people, and I'm able to lead there and grow there. So that's something that has really been super helpful for me. Okay. If we look into, the Bible, we can see so many truths and so many amazing things that will help us through our life, whether it's business, finances, relationships, children, being a good wife, just personal growth in general. We'll be able to find something that literally is in scripture. So Proverbs 4:23 says, "Be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts." So that's why it's really important to take every thought captive and kind of put it through the filter of God's truth. Okay, because we all have a story. We all have a past. We all have a journey that we are going on, and it's important to just stay focused on what are we really. What is the real truth? Okay, because I can tell myself all these lies and I don't know that they're lies, but they're delusions. But if I stay stuck in that, I won't grow and I won't be able to help someone else. So don't do it for you. If you can't do it for yourself or your children or your family, do it for someone else that you might be able to bless. Okay. Um, so I thought that was super powerful. Um, Body. So body is our bodies are very complex, but they're not. They're really not. They're very simple systems. We have multiple systems in our body, like with food, our digestive system, um, movement, like the foods that we're eating. Like if we're eating more plants than animals, then we're going to be thriving more than um, uh, just taxing our systems, right? So if we eat a lot of dead carcass, okay, how do we expect to feel alive, right? So why don't we just eat? I'm not saying don't eat meat, okay? Try not to eat as much. Maybe in this society, we're eating um, eggs for breakfast, turkey or chicken for lunch, and then, fish or cow for dinner. And it's like, when does our body actually get that time to just just detox and be able to thrive, right? Plants are an amazing way that we can just put more nutrients, get more fiber. Fiber is such an amazing disease eliminator. Okay, so fiber, a lot of people know fiber as something that helps us go to the bathroom, but it's like that's how we're really getting everything out. But it's also going to make us feel full. And our bodies run off of the energy from carbohydrates. And I'm not talking about, good carbs, bad carbs, whatever. Anything that is processed is not good, period, point blank, whether it's a carb or if it's sugar or whatever. So if we just live by that, like more plants than anything else, of course, processed foods, of course, refined sugars, of course, all those fake lab foods, those are going to be no good, but just more plants, we're just going to feel that much more alive. Okay. The next thing is movement, getting outside and just even for 30 minutes. Like maybe you're at work and you're like, maybe I can't do a full 30-minute break, but just get up and maybe do 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there, go into the bathroom. I used to, when I worked in the office, I would go into the bathroom and just do like a quick set, and I'd come out all pumped up, ready to go and make my calls and like ready for the rest of my day. And it really, really set the tone for just my whole day. I would try to do it 3 times a day. I would take like 5 minutes, five, and five. That's 15 minutes. Okay. So it's like we we are our extremities. If you look at our extremities, we were meant to move. Okay, so we can't sit in our desk all day and then go home and sit on our couch and then go lay down in our bed and wake up and do the same thing over and over again and expect that our blood is going to be flowing right, our digestive system is going to be working right, our brains are going to be clear. Like, it's not going to happen. Okay. The next thing would be products. So the products that we're using, right, that we're putting in and on our body, um, whether it's lotions or shampoos or makeup or medicine, whatever it may be, it's going to affect us. Okay, either it's going to affect our livers, it's going to affect our respiratory systems. The word fragrance, in that one word fragrance on any label, is going to, it has thousands of different chemicals in it. Okay, so ingredients. So it's basically, if you think of a word fragrance, if you think about companies, like, so that people don't steal. Initially, this is what it was used for, so people don't steal their secret recipe for their secret scent, right, for their special scent, personalized scent. They would put the word fragrance. But now it's so adulterated that, like, the word fragrance is a scary word. So they're able to throw whatever they want or they need to put into that product. They can put it under the word fragrance. Okay. And that's a scary thing about that word, right? So not only are they putting it as the smell of it, but they're actually putting it to maybe just cut it and use cheaper product or whatever it may be, right? So they can still put the word natural, right? They'll put like 3 ingredients, right? And then they'll put the word fragrance. And you're like, wow, this is a really good product. Oh my goodness. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. It smells, but it's like, I feel like there's fumes, right? Like, if I were to put something that has fragrance in it on my body, um, it would literally make my brain literally wah, 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 wah. My respiratory system, I would get like a headache. I would feel like I'm like, my mind is out. I'm like out of, like out of this, like, not normal, right? And I'm not saying that I'm better, worse, whatever. I'm just saying, because whatever you put in and on your body, it's gonna go through your largest organ, which is your skin. Okay, so think about it, like, it fumes, perfumes, right? Like, think about, they're not lying to you when they're calling something what it really is. So we just have to be a little bit more aware of it. So anything that has the word fragrance usually is not going to be a good thing that you want to put on your body. All right. All right. So every choice brings you closer to wellness or illness. It cannot do both. And that comes with food, products, whatever it may be. Okay. Um, And then the last entity is soul, which I think always starts as the first entity. Okay. So when you think of your soul, think about like soulmate, love. Like, love is, like, we're naturally spiritual beings. Okay. So, like I said, love, it cannot be measured. It's not mental. It's not physical. It comes from our souls, right? Deep down into our being of who we are, right? So if we know who our higher power is and we know what our purpose is, those are going to be two things that are just going to, like, complete us. Okay. So, and whatever your faith status is, that is your journey. That's your personal story. Okay. I will share, mine is my God. Okay. My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And then my purpose, it comes from him, right? It comes from our God. And it's really up to us to figure out what our purpose is. And our purpose really is to just, share the good news and just be a good person, right? Um, so I love this, and it kind of just brings everything together. And this is the greatest commandment, right? Love your Lord, your God, with all of your heart, and with all of your soul, and with all of your mind, and with all of your strength. And that's Mark 12:30. Okay. So I feel like that kind of just wraps everything up. And God has a lot to say about all 3 entities, right? So why aren't we looking at all 3 entities? Soul is, I think, is the core of who we are, and it goes into our eternal life, right? But while we're here on earth, we do need to be taking care of our mind and our body, because if our mind is, we've lost our mind because we're like like anxious and we're negative and we're dwelling on the past and we're dysfunctional, but we claim to be serving God and loving others, it doesn't work. It doesn't really go together. Or if we're so unhealthy that we're just we're like sick in bed all the time and we're miserable, we have headaches, migraines, like our stomachs hurt because of the foods that we're eating, like that's not really going to um, uh, bring us to the place of like what our purpose is, right? So we do have to look at, yes, the soul is the forever entity, right? That's what we go on to the eternity with God, right? But right now we have to take care of our body and our mind. Okay, that's very important. All right, so there are very few things that touch on all three entities. And oh, it stopped. So there are very few things that touch on all three entities, and essential oils is one of them. And that's why I love essential oils, is because you can literally use one oil and it will literally touch on your mind, your body, all the systems. And then like you'll just feel like, okay, clarity for like what your soul purpose is. And it's nothing that is Easterny or New Age or anything like that. A lot of holistic health practices, I did not realize this. I've just always loved holistic health and like the whole theory behind mind, body, and soul. But a lot of the holistic practices are very New Age, which means that there's a lot of the universe is your higher power, and this and that, and all this like uh, magic manifestation type things. And I'm just trying to bring it back and just listen. Holistic health can be faith based. Okay, number one. And number two, I like to focus on the more of the plant based, right? The more plants we're eating and the more plants that we're using to support our body, right? God gave us these beautiful plants, and not just to cut them down and make them look pretty on our tables and all those things, but the more nature and the more that we're using them to support us, the better we're going to feel. Okay. Um, all right. So, what are essential oils? Okay. So, essential oils are basically the lifeblood of the plant. And when they are harvested at the correct, I wonder if I can move this. Okay. Maybe I can't move it. But when they're harvested at the right time, at the right temperature, with the best care, they can actually bring so much support to our bodies, okay? And then we'll really focus on living, like I said. So they're composed of tiny little molecules that can pass through our blood-brain barrier because they're smaller, they're as small as viruses. They can literally be absorbed so fast and so effectively, okay? And they're safe for children and pets, but they are strong enough for adults and anyone who needs support. Okay. If you're using the right ones, and I'll get to the right ones. Okay. All right. So, full disclaimer, we are here to educate and empower you to be above society's standard. We are not here to diagnose, heal, or treat. So, please be advised to continue your medical treatment if necessary. All right. So, like I said, these specific oils. So, I've partnered with a company that I've been using for, gosh, over like how many years? It's over 8 years now. Okay, because they have over 30 years of industry leadership, 25 seed distill farms, and I'll get to what seed distill is in a minute. Over 20 tests are done to ensure quality, and then 600 life-changing products. So not just essential oils, but all of the products that you would use, like your deodorant, shampoo, toothpaste, um, uh, uh, just air freshener, all of the things, pet stuff, baby stuff, food stuff. Um, it's truly just an all-in-one, and that's why I love this company. And I'm just grateful that I'm able to share it with you guys and just know exactly what each product does. I've personally been to a few farms and just seen firsthand, front row, how they conduct themselves. You can literally walk into any of the farms and just check it out and be like, I want to see what's going on. And that's not normal. Okay. So they're in the homes of 100 countries globally and growing. And the Young Living Foundation is a really amazing foundation that helps young, children in impoverished countries get that education and the future that they deserve too. Okay. So the seed to seal process is basically planting the seed at in the perfect soil, harvesting without fertilizer, hand weeding without pesticides, and distilling at the best temperature to preserve that high level of support. Okay, so this is why not all oils are created equal. So the oils that you get from Target or Whole Foods or Sprouts are not the same as these oils. Okay, the reason is because the essential oil industry is not regulated. Okay, so it's not like the FDA or something like that. There isn't like an agency that's like, oh, you're actually essential oils and you're this, and all you need to do to call yourself an essential oil company or in a bottle is like one drop of actual plant. So one drop, and you can say 100% therapeutic essential oil. Obviously, on the back, when you turn it around, you're going to see like, do not put on your skin, do not inhale, do not ingest, do not do anything, because this is not what that's for. But a lot of people don't look at the label and don't do their own research. You really have to trust what you're using, and that's why I'm so grateful for this company and this process. Okay. All right, so here is the map of the just how many countries are impacted by this company, Young Living. I just love it. It's amazing. And you can literally, like I said, go to any of the farms or the partner farms and just see what's going on and see how they're conducting themselves. So how to use essential oils, there's three ways, okay? Topically, aromatically, and internally, okay? So topically, obviously, you're gonna put in your hand, it's gonna go on your skin, and it's gonna be absorbed. You can also use a carrier oil initially if you're a little bit more sensitive. Not saying that you always have to use a carrier oil. I personally don't, because um, on my children, on me, I really want it to be absorbed as fast as I can. But if your skin is a little bit more sensitive, maybe you're more fair, I would suggest putting a little bit of carrier oil essentially, because it's not going to take away the benefit. It's just going to slow that absorption rate down a little bit. Okay. The next way to use essential oils is actually the fastest way for it to get into your bloodstream, which I thought was pretty fascinating, is aromatically. So if you put it into a diffuser and then you inhale it, it's going to go into your bloodstream the fastest. So think about that before you're like getting that fake air freshener from the store, or that plug-in, or using that laundry detergent, and you're just like, you smell that smell, that's going into your bloodstream at full speed as fast as it possibly can. So that's why it's really scary to bring things into your home that you that smell like that. Okay. And usually you can tell with your nose that this is a fake smell or this is a good smell. I will say that I'm grateful to not have to use perfume, because perfume is so horrible for us as women. I mean, as men too, cologne, but like as women, we have our reproductive, system, our hormones, our thyroids. We're spraying it literally on our lymphatic system supposed to be draining things out, and we're spraying it. That's insane, right? I just thought that was really fascinating. But we've been sold this idea that to be luxurious, to be beautiful, to be graceful, we need to be spraying ourselves with this toxic poison, right? So I can go on for days about that. I'm very passionate about that. You don't need to be beautiful. You don't need to be putting toxic chemicals on yourself. You don't need to be using fake products. Use real products, use real plants. That's really going to support, like, and as you're putting that perfume on, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting people around you, right? And it's literally just taxing your liver, and it's flooding your lymphatic system with toxins. Like that's why there's such a huge, I believe there's such a huge epidemic of infertility and thyroid issues and just a hormone imbalance. So just look at that, just be a little bit more aware. And I didn't know until I knew, and I was like, wow, I cannot believe this. Um, all right, I keep checking to see if my mic is on because it was turning off. But the last way to use essential oils is internally, and this is a rare thing with essential oils. Like usually, if you tell someone like I can drink my peppermint, like I do, I use peppermint as a breath mint, peppermint oil as a breath mint. So I haven't used a breath mint in like years because it does like you use it and then you have that little like candy taste in your mouth, and it's just like I feel like my teeth are like ugh. Anyway, so I use my peppermint oil. And when I tell people that, oh, I drink my peppermint oil, people are like, you can't do that. And I was like, you're right, you can't. You shouldn't do that with any other essential oil. But if you're using pure essential oils, then yes, you can. Okay, so that would be a great distinguishing factor for anyone to the next time that they use an essential oil, like look at it. Can you ingest this? Like, can you even put that on your skin? You should probably not be using it then. Okay. All right. So oils to get started. So I'll go over just like a sample of the oils that you can get started with. Okay. So Thieves Vitality. So Thieves is it supports your immune system. It's cleansing to the digestive system, and you can use it as a cough soother in your throat, and it smells amazing. It smells so clean and fresh, and like that cozy fall scent. Okay. Thieves is a really pretty interesting name. The word thieves, it sounds really bizarre, but it's really it's an old recipe from back in the day, from like the 15th century when the Black Plague was going around, and people were dying obviously because it was very contagious. And there was a pack of thieves, robbers that were grave robbing people. Bizarre, right? Um, that cozy scent has like this crazy story behind it. But anyway, so and you can look it up. It's like a century old recipe, right? So these pack of thieves were robbing these graves of these people that were dying from the Black Plague. So when they got caught, the king was like, "What in the world is going on? Like, how are you guys not dying?" And to give him a little bit of a pardon, he was like, "Give me that recipe." So basically, the recipe. Is lemon, cinnamon, clove, rosemary, and uh, oh my goodness, eucalyptus. Okay, so it's a blend, and it just is so good for your immune system. Okay. Um, all right, so the next one is a Raven. Raven is a respiratory support oil. It smells like a spa in the bottle. Like it's especially when you're feeling under the weather, and you're like, I just need a little bit of something, and it just opens things up. I put it on my kids, my 1-year old, and it's just like I just put it like around his little ears and his neck and his feet, and his little his back, and it's like wraps him up and just kind of like clears, supports his respiratory. Okay. The next one is lavender. A lot of people know what lavender is. A lot of people, they know that it creates calm. It supports our mind and our body and our soul, because when our mind is calm, our soul, we are able to kind of just hear what God is really telling us and to be in that moment. It supports our skin, and then emotionally, it supports feelings of security and abandonment. Okay. The next one is Digize. Digize is really good for our digestive system. Oh my goodness. If you have every time, I don't know what it is, I just eat too much, I think. And by the time I lay down, and you could just feel it in your esophagus and your stomach, and it's just, I literally put this on, and I kid you not, it feels so amazing. And usually I go to the bathroom right after, because that's normally what it is. Like, I just have to get cleaned out before I go to sleep. And that was TMI. But you know what? A lot of us deal with that, and we have to be really honest about it. If we want to help each other, we have to be honest. Okay. So the next one is Valor. Valor is another one of those ancient old recipes. This one is from when the Roman soldiers used to go out for battle. and it's awesome. So of course it's called Valor, and it helps with anxiety. Like before I do anything that I'm really uncomfortable doing, like something like this, I put, something like Valor on. This is actually something that an oil that this is Ryan's cologne, because he doesn't wear cologne, because I mean. I wouldn't even be able to be around him if he wore cologne because it's so strong and it hurts my head. But he loves the smell, and it instills confidence and courage. Okay. All right, peppermint. This is like a game changer for me. Oh my goodness. So this helps with focus and concentration, promotes healthy respiratory and digestive system, and it's a breath mint. Like I love it. Like if I'm feeling like I need a refresh, I will literally I'll drink it, and I'll put it like on my armpits and like on my tummy, like all around. I just feel refreshed. Um, and you'll see too that the labels, there will be like a white label and a solid colored label like this. And they'll both say peppermint, but they're literally both the same exact oil inside. The reason why we have two different labels is because the FDA wanted us to kind of distinguish which oils you can internally take and which ones you should just do topically. Okay, so you'll see like lavender, frankincense, peppermint. You'll see one soon coming up like lemon. It'll be solid color and it will be white label. Okay. All right, so peace and calming is just an amazing smell. It smells like it should be on your kids. It's just a very delicate scent, but it's so refreshing and calm, and it supports that like emotional well-being. So when your kid's having like a meltdown, it's super helpful to just put it on the back of their neck and on their feet, and just kind of just bear hug them and just let them know, like, hey, I see you, I love you. They're dysregulated right now, and they're trying to communicate how, like, however they know how, but they don't know how. So that's why it's really up to us as parents and moms to just be like, you know what, I see you, I love you, relax, relax. Okay. All right. So frankincense, he is good enough for Jesus. He is good enough for me, is amazing for cell regeneration. So it supports that normal cell function. Really good for like C-section scars, really good for any acne scars, focus and concentration, and so good during prayer time and that meditation time. Um, or marination time is what I like to call it, because the word meditation has been a little bit adulterated in this society. So I like to say marinate versus meditate. But Frankie is timeless, just like with Jesus. They brought in frankincense, myrrh, and gold because it's a very royal oil, but it's an everyday oil. Okay. Um, and just this oil alone is like the reason why you would get your whole bundle of 12 oils, because it is that amazing. Okay. And the value is so good. All right, so citrus fresh. This stimulates the right brain creativity. It supports that healthy immune system, that lymphatic system, and it may curb your appetite when you are on that wellness journey. Okay, and it smells amazing when you're trying to clean. Okay, I love it. It's like it has all the citrus oils, like it's called citrus fresh, but it's lemon, tangerine, orange, lime. Like it's so good. It smells so good. Ryan loves this one too. All right, lemon. So see that white label right there? Okay, so that's what I'm referring to. So lemon is also in a solid color label that kind of looks like citrus fresh. It's the same color. But yeah, so here's that white label I was referring to. Okay, so you can take this internally. This is just like most of them. But this is really good. Lemon's really good for um, emotionally, for depression. It supports that emotional well-being, especially postpartum. I know a couple of my sisters really, we all struggle with postpartum. It's like the extent that you're on. But to really help with that and support that is lemon or citrus oils. Also with that energy and that focus and that anger. And it also supports detoxification of the kidneys, and then oral and pH health. Okay. And it's really good to clean tough grease and jewelry. Just saying. All right, stress away. This was the first oil that I really used as a perfume because it literally smells like a beach in a bottle. It is like lime and vanilla and lavender, and it's just absolutely. Ugh, it smells so feminine, but so good. And it promotes that confidence and that stress-free mood. It supports that healthy blood pressure. Okay. All right, pan away. This is really good for working out. So emotionally, for exhaustion, and especially like when I go get a massage, I do not use the oils that they want or like the massage oil that they put or have. I always bring my own, and I'll ask them, and it depends on who you get or whatever. Um, and they'll literally say like I'll be like, hey, can you guys just use my oils? And they're like, "Mm, yes, yes, because I don't want to use theirs. But sometimes, they're a little bit. Um, I've literally never had them say no, so I won't even like say that they will because I've never had that happen. But yeah, so I'll massage this on Ryan when he works out too hard because that's what he does. He just doesn't stop. If he feels achy, he just won't stop. So I will massage that on him, and it's really good for just stimulating, like those just that brain fog too. So it gives you a really good amount of energy when you're exhausted and you still need to like keep going. Okay. And I've seen a couple people that really use it for their menstrual cramps. Okay. Like back cramps. Cause it's just supports your muscular skeletal system. Okay. So I thought that was pretty interesting. If you have tough periods, it'll support that um, that soreness or those cramps. All right. The next thing is Ningxia Red. So Ningxia Red is something that I love. It's so good, but it's also really good for you. And it reduces inflammation, regulates blood sugar, combats free radicals that cause oxidative stress. So if you know what oxidative stress is, it is a killer, literally a killer. And that's why we eat berries and pomegranates because it has that antioxidants, right? See, antioxidant, like it's telling you what it is, right? So when you have that, when you have a free radical, just this cell just going around killing other cells, it's not good, and it duplicates. So it not only hurts the cells, it'll duplicate. So it's like, okay, this is crazy. But yeah, so one pouch of Nixia Red is just that's what we drink a day, and I just put it in our juice. And or if I really need to pick me up in the middle of the day, I'll just drink some. Or if the kids are really they're under the weather, they need a little bit more support, then I'll give them their own little pouch. And Thieves Cleaner. Thieves Cleaner is going back to that thieves oil. So that is infused into the Thieves Cleaner. Thieves Cleaner is something that I use for everything, and it supports our immune system while we're killing germs on like the counter and the wall and the toilet and the vacuum cleaner and like all the things. So instead of buying something that's super toxic, but is killing the germs in your house, but it's killing your family, just use something that's safe enough for everyone, especially pets and babies. Like, have you seen uh, dogs and babies lick the floor? Like, why are we still using like these old cleaners that we know are like full of like carcinogens? Just use something that's going to be helpful, but use one cleaner. So in this one bottle, it's very concentrated, so you can make 14 spray bottles. So you just add some water, distilled water, and you literally make 14 of those out of this one bottle. It's amazing. Okay. So how to get started. So here is and why our team, right? So if you want to be part of our team, we have a Facebook group, which is the Hub of the Heart, Holistic Health Community. And we have different challenges, eating well, moving, getting water. We do meetups every month. we work out together, just all of the things, and just do community together. Okay, so and the reason why we have this community is because there was that whole of a community that was not, you know, holistically looking at us, and using good products that was plant based and faith based. So, if that is you, I would love to just invite you to our community, and you can also grab this QR code right here, and get your kit, and you're going to get 24% off of retail price. So you're going to get that wholesale pricing. You're going to get all those 12 oils along with the diffuser and your samples of the Nisha and the thieves. So you're going to get all of that in one. And you're also going to get um, uh, just to be a part of our community. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm here to serve, and I will see you soon. All right.